Tell us which school you go to and tell us how you're involved in the after-school program. What do you do after 2:30?
I go to Capricorn Primary School.
Yeah.
I'm involved in art, drama, netball, softball, future talk. That's it.
Sorry, the last one you said was future talk. What does future talk involve?
Future talk is involved in how you bring God into your life.
How you bring God into your life. And being involved in all of these things that you're involved with, how has that changed your life?
It changed my life because I didn't have to stay at home. I'd be focusing on something. They would give me homework to go do at home, and I wouldn't be like just sitting in front of the TV.
And that's important, isn't it? Because TV is boring, right?
Sometimes.
Only sometimes. Well, these beautiful men and women are the people involved in bringing the programs to schools such as yours. What would you like to say to them?
I would like to say to them that they must bring more things, like things that we don't know.
Things that you don't know. You'd like to see things that you don't know coming to your school. Is there anything that you found out about from your friends that you want to come to your school? Salsa dancing, hula hooping, baking chocolate, robotics, any of those. Say yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Fantastic, thank you very much. It's lovely to meet you. Do you mind passing on the microphone to the next young lady? And you are Chantal. Chantal, which school are you from?
I'm from Capricorn Primary School.
From Capricorn as well. So you are friends, are you?
Yes.
Okay. And which programs are you involved in?
I'm involved in sports, drama, and future talk, and computer lessons and ESITEJ.
And ESITEJ. ESITEJ is the, obviously, children's drama component.
Yes.
Can I ask, what made you decide to sign up to do these things? Because I imagine some of your friends go home at 2:30, right? And they go and play, watch TV, do all sorts of things. What made you decide, you know what, I'm going to stay back and do these things?
It was actually one that was just walking, and she was the one who took me to ESITEJ. Then there was this one lady that she was from Germany. So I met her, and then she was like, are you new? And I was like, yeah, I am new. And then she was like, can you come and help me, can you come and join drama? Because soon you're going to have this theater that I want kids to get involved in. So I was like, yes. Then she left. Then we talked and talked. Then afterward, we involved into the drama. We acted. After she told me that you got the potential, but why don't you use it? I was like, it's my first time being to drama, and the first time a person tell me that.
And do you remember what that role was and what play? And can you give us the first 2 or 3 lines of that play?
The first play I was an old lady.
You were an old lady.
Yeah.
And what line did you have to deliver? What line or 2 can you still remember?
I had to help this girl who didn't have a home to live in. Because me myself, I had no kids.
And was it, I mean, being an actress, you need to embody somebody else's story, right? So you were an older woman, which you are not. You don't have any children yet, so I suppose you could relate to that aspect of it.
Yes.
But you're delivering lines, I suppose, advice that you should be receiving from an older woman. It's an incredible skill to learn, is it not?
Yes, it is.
All right. Now, we do have some people from ESITEJ here, so what would you like to say to them? Number 1. Number 2, what would you like to see more of happening at your school?
At ESITEJ people, I'm going to say thank you very much for bringing drama into my life. Because in my community, there's kids that stopped school and they're doing drugs and they are gangsters. But they took me in and made the new person out of me.
The only time when bringing drama into one's life is actually a good thing. Thank you very much, Kelly. Lovely to meet you. Sorry, you, Kelly. You, Chantal. Kelly. How are you, Kelly? Which school are you from?
I'm from Western Cape Sports School.
And how long have you, what do you do and how long have you been doing it?
I play softball and I do athletics. I've been playing softball for a long time now, but doing it in the mod program, it's been 3 years.
It's been 3 years.
Yes.
I believe you prepared something for us today?
Yes, I have.
Go ahead, do your thing.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Kelly Thompson. I'm 17 and I attend Western Cape Sports School. I'm from Lavendale in a small place called Hillside. The challenges I faced with when I was in Lavendale was very tough. I feared for my life. I was surrounded by gangsters daily. And at this stage, I was pressurized into doing drugs. My talent in softball has given me some great opportunities. I've started traveling around the country because of my sport, and I met a variety of people who supported me through the entire journey. When I attended Lavendale High School, I began being a part of the mod program. It was great because it kept me off the streets and away from drugs. The group of girls that I met is not only my team, but they're more like my family. The opportunity that I got to become a learner of Western Cape Sports School was great because it got me out of the environment that I was living in, and it boosted me physically and mentally. Thank you.
Before you pass on the microphone, Kelly, is there anything else that you'd like to see more of happening at your school? Is there something that you'd like these incredible people to help you and your fellow student and classmates in becoming better people?
Well, all I have to say is just keep inspiring us as kids, because I can see in all of us sitting here in front that one day we want to be like you guys. We want to be the ones sitting in those seats and spreading the story.
Yeah. Thank you. Molo Bongos.
Molo.
Unjani buti?
Philila khona njani?
Khona. Did you just say mlungu apha ko? Just checking. You're from Emanyano, grade 10. Which after-school programs are you involved in?
I'm involved in Year Beyond and Columba Leadership.
And what do those involve?
In Year Beyond, there are tutors who help us understanding the work we didn't understand at our class. And Columba Leadership is all about us as learners taking leadership in our school.
And I asked the question I asked the other ladies. What made you decide that that's what you wanted to do with your afternoons?
I live in Kailicha. Kailicha is in township. In townships, there are many gangsters and many gangsterism going around. So the after-school program help us at understanding the work we didn't understand at school. So sometimes other learners will go out at school. When the bell rings, they just go out. But me, I decided, no, I must stay at school and attend the classes, because sometimes teachers are different. The other teacher will go to a class having her or his rule. Sometimes he will be stressed at home, something, and he will lash out at us. So sometimes you don't understand the work at the class, but when at the Year Beyond after school, we will meet our tutors and they will make us understand the work that we didn't understand at class.
And that's amazing, isn't it? I mean, because there's nothing more frustrating than sitting in a class, something has been taught, and after the period has ended, you walk out and realize that you actually haven't learned anything in that period of time.
Yes, that is very hurtful, and it is making me angry sometimes, because I feel like I wasted a lot of time in that class, just watching at the teachers, all sitting around, just chilling, because we don't understand the teacher. Sometimes he is doing it fast, so we will tell her or him to slow down. He will be angry, something like that, or other learners are making a noise there at the back, so it will affect all the class and all the learners in the classroom.
Well, these are the people that bring these programs to you after school. What would you like to say to them?
First of all, I would like to say thank you to the Year Beyond people, and I would like them to involve more schools at our townships and everywhere in South Africa, because I feel like us as learners, we need to learn more, we need to have more, And Beyond and other after-school program can do it for us.
Thank you very much, Ubongi Ngosi. Lize from Emanyano. We're now going to have Usipho Setu. I imagine you at CPUT because you passed matric last year, right?
Yes, I did.
Just checking. Which high school did you go to?
I was attending at Aiden Kiza High School.
And where is that school?
It's situated in Gogoletu.
In Guguletu.
Yeah, NY50.
And what programs were you involved in?
When I was still at school, I was in grade 10. I started playing rugby after school on Fridays, and then during the week we would go for training. Also, I was attending maths tutorings, and there was a guy who offered us to teach us life skills. You know, how to, as a person, how to live. How to make something out of yourself if you looking forward for
Tete is close about. What's that go?
like on your free time, so that ukwazi mhlawumbe nento ozathi xa uyenza ikuphathele gaining ozayo ibenefit ozayifumana ezathi kwakhe ngumntu.
All right, so when you've got a lot of idle time and don't have anything to do at home, participating in these programs actually helps to not only fill the time, but obviously grow and develop you as a person. And the choice to do that, I keep on coming back to this because one of the things that we've been pondering on over the last 2 days is how do we encourage more kids to participate in these programs? So what made you choose that, you know what, I'm not going to go and sit at home and be idle and do nothing, but rather I'm going to do the programs that you've just listed?
Yeah, the reason mainly, my brother here has already mentioned few. The negativity in our areas we live in, it's too much. So I tried so much to distance myself from those things, you know, because they are not building, they are just killing our youth.
No, without a doubt. What would you like to say to them?
From the depth of my heart, I would like to say, beat up and keep on inspiring young people to be great people, great leaders in life.
Thank you very much. What are you studying at? What are you studying at CPUT?
I am doing my IS certificate in IT, in ICT, Information, Communication and Technology.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. We wish you the best with that. Thank you, Siposit. Now, Sive, you are from Googs Comprehensive. That's the one next to Nyanga Junction, eh?
Yes,
All right. And which grade are you?
I'm in grade 9.
Before you read the poem that you have prepared for us, which programs are you involved in the after schools Game Changers?
I'm involved in the Year Beyond program, which is under the Inkamva Youth.
Okay. And how has that program impacted on you? How has it changed your life?
It has helped me a lot in some subjects that I thought were hard for me, but I like them. For example, maths. I hated maths with one of my life. I hated maths.
You should have a conversation. He does a program called Count, where he wants to help not only students, but also their parents and their family to get to love maths. So I'm sure he'll take great notes to find out how you went from hating it with a passion to loving it as you do now.
I hated maths, but when I started to join the Year Beyond program, like the tutors would help me. Like there's some section in maths that says the theorem of Pythagoras.
Yeah.
It was so hard for me. But when the tutors helped me, like they made some examples, like they made it easy so that I can understand it easy. And I was just like, and I was sitting with myself, just thinking, it's not easy at all. Like I like maths. Like for now, in maths I was getting about code 4, but I could not pass beyond code 4. But now I can get code 5 or code 6.
That's impressive. I should warn you that I'm old school, so I don't know what code 4, 5, or 6 means, but they do, so they cheered, and that's a good thing. And what I'm hearing though is that the reason why you hated maths is because the way it was taught to you left you not understanding it, and once you started understanding it, you therefore started liking it because obviously you had an understanding for it, right? I'm going to ask you to come and stand on the stage if that's okay, for you to deliver our poem to us. Okay, you do your thing.
And I perform a poem written by me from Funza. It's called My First Love. Oh, that feeling. That feeling. I'm talking about that feeling. The feeling you feel, the feeling of being loved. Oh, he's my soulmate. Since when we were classmates, I never loved someone the way I love you. 'Cause you are who you are. You're that first thing I have ever loved. Since you came into my life, you brought that lightened my life for the first time. You are the oxygen I need to live. You are so sweet, like 10 teaspoons of sugar in my tea. You are the gentleman I need to see. You are the music I need to hear. The sweet caramel I need to eat. The sweet rose I need to smell. The sweet pillow I need to touch. That pillow to sweet dreams. I need you in all my 5 senses. Thank you.
Firstly, I'm happy to have that poem so that I can use it a little later. More importantly, how old are you?
I'm 15 years old.
15 years old.
Yes.
And without naming names, does this person exist in your life?
No.
Okay. All right. So you just imagined what it would be like to have that first love.
Yeah, like it was at year beyond, we were having a winter school.
Yeah.
So they told us to write a poem about first love. So I just closed my eyes and imagined my eyes and imagined my like I'm in love. You know? So I imagined myself like I'm in love. So like it was hard for me because I don't know what love is. So I took my mother's love, like how I feel when I'm loved by my mother. So
And 10 teaspoons of sugar in my tea and all. Can we hear it one more time, please, for Usipo Setu, for Kelly, Uboingosi, Chantal, Iguet, and our future lover, Usive from Guguletu Comprehensive. Thank you very much, guys.